All right, what it do? What it be? It's your boy Booty T. I'm gonna teach you guys how to do a real quick HPA job on your AEG. All right, cool. So, step one, we need to get this gearbox right out of this body. So, we're gonna need to take out the mag catch right there. Just gonna take that right out. I always just like to put them back together after I'd done. Don't like to lose parts, you know. Next, we're going to want to take out the motor. Take off the end cap. You're going to want to disconnect your motor wires. And then just pop that motor right out. Again, sit this somewhere nice, out of the way. After you do that, you're going to want to take off your actual grip. 2 screws at the bottom. Sometimes there could be more. You know, you never know. There might be 4. Grip should just slide right out. Awesome. Easy peasy. If you haven't already, you're going to want to unscrew your stock. Take that right out because that's also going to be screwed into the gearbox. Next thing you're going to want to do is you're going to punch your trigger pin and you're going to want to punch your rear pin. The hammer. Take that trigger pin right out. Watch how it is serrated on one side, so you don't want to keep bashing it on the wrong side. Make sure you know where your serrations are. Put that off to the side. Now we're going to punch the rear pin right there. Pop that rear pin right out. Boom. Next thing you want to do is you're going to want to turn it in between safe and semi. And you're just going to want to wiggle that sucker right out of there. Boom. All right, cool. Low receiver, you can pop that to the side. No need for that right now. So we got our gearbox right here. This is where we get to the fun stuff. Step 2, we're going to want to open up the gearbox. So you're going to have your screws right on the sides of it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. You want to take all those out. I usually do try and do a mixed order of them. Try and do its opposite, just so it releases tension all over instead of just on one side of the gearbox. That's going to help a lot, I find, especially with some gearboxes that may be a little bit more difficult or open a little bit easier than the others. Awesome. When I'm doing the last screw, I usually put my hand on top of the gearbox just so, you know, nothing opens up, things don't come flying out, because this is the absolute worst part of it, especially when you open up an AEG, in my opinion. That main spring can just come flying out like no tomorrow. Oops. So, not very well done, but hey, you know what? It's an HPA build. We don't even need any of this shit. So, take out all those screws. You're going to need those. Box them up. There we go. Ba-boom. All right. Cool. So, look at all this good stuff. This stuff is all really important, but not for what we're going to be doing. So we're just going to open up a little bag and we're just going to shovel everything in there. Oh, I lost my tappet plate. Get all the little, nice, yummy. Ooh, that's greasy. Cool. And then let this stuff sit on your desk for, you know, a couple years, because you're never going to use it again. I'm going to take out the trigger. And then the MOSFET right there, because we're going to need that space, so we're going to take that out as well. So we're just gonna unscrew that one little one right there that's connected to the MOSFET. Screw, 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 screw. And then that's just gonna give it a little wiggle. You just need to wiggle it harder. See, it's all about give and take with this kind of stuff. These stock guns, never really know what's going on with them. I'm gonna take all you out. These things are always fun. You always feel like you're just ripping out the wires. But at the same time, you kind of are, because, again, you're probably never going to use this stuff again. Add it to the bag. Take a drink. Cool. So, I'm actually going to take this sucker out, too, because we just don't need it. You don't need any of this stuff. Bada bing. Add to the bag. Step 3, we're gonna need to clean all of this. You're gonna need to run it under some nice hot water, and then take a towel, and you're gonna want to wipe all that grease and gunk off, because that stuff is no bueno. Step 4, boom! That's when you know you're gonna start dealing with your actual engine. So, right here we got a Wolverine Spartan Inferno Gen 2. We got the trigger board for it, the solenoids in there, everything. This is all put together right now. If you do get it and it's not put together, you just need to screw in the solenoid, screw in the hose. They're both going to be clockwise. So I'm just going to sit that right in there, right in the groove. I'm not going to worry about that right now. What I am worried about is this trigger board. So the trigger board, there's a screw right there. We're just going to set this in, be very, very, very gentle with it, because you don't want to damage anything on it. So I have it sitting in there. It looks really snug. Looks like it's fitting everything I want it to fit. We're just going to screw that in nice and gently. So it's sitting nice and flush. It's not moving. There's no wiggle to it. It's feeling all good. So I think we're okay right there. I'm going to just make sure the wires are fitting where I want them to fit. So I'm just going to slide them in the grooves here. Awesome. Looks like it's fitting all okay. So next thing I'm going to want to grab is my trigger, the trigger that I'm going to want to use for this. And we're just going to fit that right in there nice and smooth. Make sure it's fitting all good. That's all sitting there nice and good. Take the other side of the gearbox shell. And we're just going to slip that right on. Make sure the trigger's in there. Boom. Cool. Sweet. We're just going to start screwing this back together to begin the start of step 5, the reassemble.